I changed my gratitude list and I bumped it to I'm so happy and grateful to make $2,000 a day booked months in advance. And
I love it.
I'm not joking, bro.
Yeah.
The next day,
Yes.
I made $2,000.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You are now about to witness
The journey that is the Lyfe Choyces podcast.
You hit me up the other day, just randomly.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And you were like, yo, what's good? I think you said something like, hey, let's do another podcast or so. You were
Yeah,
like, I
can't
got
wait
some.
for our next conversation.
There you
or something
go.
like that.
That's what it was. And right away, I was like, well, bet I'll just have him back on the show again.
My man, I appreciate it. I always love
Fifth-
talking to you.
Fifth episode.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Oh man.
Can't get rid of me, dog.
Yeah. When we start receiving all the accolades and rewards in the future from the podcast growth and all that, it's going to be hilarious. It's going to be like, well, yeah, get me a ticket, but my boy Pete's got to come too.
I
Because
can't
he's
wait,
my
man.
number one guest.
I appreciate that,
Yeah.
dude. Thank you.
Let's get into it. What's the exciting stuff happening right now?
Dude, so a lot's been going on. I just feel like I've been like fired up lately about a lot of stuff. And I think that's sort of what sparked me texting you that day. I was having one of these like it was probably like 1:00 in the morning when I texted you, if I remember correctly. Because that always seems to be when my brain is firing at its best for some reason. But there's a lot of stuff I'm actually ready to talk about here for the first time and like excited to kind of announce publicly for the first time.
Awesome. Wicked. Do me a huge favor.
Take this bone away from
take
sushi.
That bone from sushi.
You're so cute. You're going to make me be the bad guy?
Right. Well, 100%. Let's see what happens. We got it?
I love you.
All right. That's my bad. I'm always supposed to.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, my beautiful
Sorry,
puppy
Sush.
dog has to go without chewing her bone for a whole hour right now.
She actually handled that way better than
Pretty
I
good,
expected.
right?
Yeah, that was good. You're such a good dog, Sush.
She'll in a minute after she does her walk around, we'll hopefully go back to the couch and chill.
Yeah.
Because now we have all of our cords down below.
Yeah.
Sush Magoosh. Out of here. Sorry, babe. Tioni.
Tioni, what's that?
If I'm pronouncing it correctly, it means now in Thai.
Interesting.
Yeah.
To kind of elaborate on what I was just saying in the opening part, and I kind of told myself when I came in here today, I don't want to dive too much into like any relationship stuff because I feel like that's consumed like my last 2 episodes here. But I do want to touch on it briefly just because I feel like it's sort of relevant to this new like mindset shift that I'm in. You know, the last time I was here and talking about being single and being on my own and stuff and enjoying that, I was still like dating around at that time casually, you know, like feeling like that's kind of what I was supposed to do or what I was like wanting to explore, just casually dating for like the first time ever. I went on like my first date with a girl that I didn't know during that time, you know,
Really?
At 29 years old. It was my first date with a girl that I didn't know. But anyway, that was like the phase I was in the last time I was here, of being single, but still like dating around. And not to say that door is completely closed now and I'll never date around again. But for whatever reason, the last few months, I've just been sort of locked in and not really entertaining anyone or any of that stuff and just been really focused on my business and even just my family and my personal relationships with my friends outside of like a significant other. So I was explaining this to my sister yesterday, and a phrase that she used that I really liked was, I seem to have found a good balance between physical time and mental bandwidth, which is why I think my brain, I'm saying, is like firing on all cylinders and I've got all these fresh ideas. Because even though I was like being single and doing my own thing, I was still allocating a lot of my time and energy to like talking to girls and pursuing someone or something, or like, you know, going on dates and
Doing the chase.
yeah, sort of. Just because I felt like that's what I was wanting to do at the time, I like sort of lost interest in doing that. You know, I found myself like not responding to texts and sort of blowing people off. And I don't want to be that guy either that's like ignoring people and being shitty. So now I sort of have cut out all of those distractions and I'm really just focused on work and focused on, you know, doing the things every day that like make me happy and help me grow and become better. And doing that for the last few months has felt really good.
Would you say the new mindset has you vibrating on a higher energy?
I would say, yeah, I think so. That's exactly what it feels like. And I think a lot of that stems from, I guess, that point that I was making earlier about the mental bandwidth. I really like that phrase that my sister said, mental bandwidth, because it just seems like instead of filling my brain with like distractions, I'm sort of just focused on the things that I care about every day. And not to say that every girl like is a distraction, I guess. There's obviously like relationships that add value, and I hope that there's someone out there for me in the future that will
Not seem like a
complement
distraction.
the things that I have going on in my life and my business and my interests, you know? It's not like a relationship has to take away from those things, but just knowing myself in the past, it always sort of has. You know, I seem to like lose myself in a relationship, and yeah, freeing up that space in my mind to really just have nothing else to focus on but my own business and life has really I don't know, been a nice
Amplified.
change. Yeah. And so that being said, you know, like I was saying before, like I probably texted you at 1:00 in the morning because I was all fired up. And like that's sort of a perfect example. At, you know, the middle of the night, I'm probably not sitting at home thinking about how to grow my business and things that I want to develop. You know, I'm probably with that girl or, you know, whoever I would be spending time with. And is there value in that at a certain point in my life? Or, you know, is that a bad thing? No, not necessarily. But I'm sort of experiencing this alone time for the first time ever, and I'm realizing all the potential that it's unlocking. For me.
Dude, the potential is limitless.
Yes.
You start focusing on you.
Mm.
You start focusing on whatever business you already have or that you might be thinking about doing.
Yes.
You for those of us that practice manifestation, you start to create an emotion that's locked in with an actual intention that you see a positive outcome.
Yeah. I like that. And so that being said, I've been focusing a lot on the tattoo shop and just my work and developing my own skills and how to elevate what I already have going on. I've also I jumped on the pickleball bandwagon.
Okay, yeah.
I was
played it a
torn
couple
on whether or
times.
not I was going to mention that on here just because
Right.
it's such a fucking like
It's an
trendy
interesting
thing right
game.
now. I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
I've been playing like almost every day while still juggling these tattoo appointments. Any spare time that I have that I'm not tattooing is spent like at the driving range or playing pickleball.
And let me tell you this. A, you found a new hobby, pickleball. That's awesome, right? And it's a physical activity, so you're literally getting exercise while you're having fun doing that task.
Right.
And because like you, I like to fulfill all the hours that I'm actually vertical,
Yeah.
to maximize my efforts. But what I realize is the pickleball and the golfing that you're doing is essential for your growth in yourself and in your work, because without that fun, without that enjoyment, because work sometimes is work, it can get in your brain. But when you have outlets like that, like you have Bruce, right?
Yep.
So sushi, like I absolutely adore spending quality time with her, which some people would look at as like, dude, you're just sitting there doing nothing. It's like bullshit. I'm healing myself and I'm spending time with a creature that gives me undeniable love whenever I show up.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, that's been a great part of it too. So like every Friday for the last few months, I play pickleball in the morning with my mom at the gym, and then we go to the golf course right after and we golf. So what seems like already a pretty long day, but I like it's me being the way I am. I like don't like taking time off because I feel like I'm missing out on money I could be making. Friday is a great day to tattoo because it's like convenient for people's work schedules. But I really value the time with my mom, and now that I have the ability to create my own schedule and the freedom to pick and choose when I want to work and when I need to be off, I've been really trying to make a point to spend time with my mom and dad and make time to do stuff with them. And I've also really been enjoying it. You know, it's not even like I'm just doing it because I feel like I owe it to them, but I love Fridays. It's like my favorite day of the week. And
you're giving yourself something to look forward to, but like you're doing so much for your parents at the exact same time as you're getting enjoyment out of it. Like, I just had a conversation with TJ's dad because, like I said, Offset is Big Ed and Elaine stay with the kid and I whenever they're in town for a few days, and I actually get mad, when Ed doesn't come down as much. Like, what I'm saying? Like I'm not even his kid, but I'm like, I'm like, well, Ed, I want a couple more mornings of coffee with you because I don't get to have that anymore physically.
Sure.
But I now realize how important time with them what was and still is for those that are alive. So like, first off, your mom and your dad, they get to do separate things with you. Yeah. Which again, even more so, they probably fucking love that shit. Right. And then like the level of happy emotion that they both probably have the rest of, are they still together?
No.
Okay. So the energy that they got after that part with you? And then how does that make you feel? Like when you get to work Friday afternoon, and like whether you're doing like I know what you do, 2, 3, 4 hours at a time.
Sure.
Like how you feeling? Like what's that level
It feels
like?
great, dude. And that's the funny thing too, is if you would have told me a year ago that I would be playing pickleball at 10 a.m., then going to play 18 holes of golf, and then working at 7 p.m. afterwards, I'd be like, I'm probably going to cancel that appointment. You know, like I'm probably going to be really tired. But I haven't been. I found out that I actually have plenty of energy to do all of these things. I'm with a little bit of help of caffeine. Shout out to Ghost Energy Drinks. They've been fueling my lifestyle lately. I don't know if they're sponsoring tattoo artists, but if you are, hit me up.
Or podcasts.
Yeah, highly recommend. If it seems like I'm talking fast, I am. It's the 400 milligrams of caffeine pumping through my veins. I'm just kidding.
I've not heard of this one.
They're great. I think it was an Alex Hormozy thing that I heard, which I love that guy lately. I've been listening to a lot of him.
He's so awesome.
And but he said something like, if you want to be a morning person, you just have to start being a morning person and waking up at the time you say you're going to wake up, and you're going to be tired for a while. For the first week or two that you do it, it's probably going to suck and you're going to be real tired. But if you don't take a nap throughout the day and you just wake up at the time you said you're going to wake up, by the time it goes time to go to bed at night, you're going to be fucking exhausted and you're going to pass right out, and it'll be that much easier to wake up the next day. And if you keep doing that for a few weeks, eventually you're going to be the morning person. You know, you just have to break the cycle.
That's it.
And so what I did is I just started scheduling myself 10 a.m. tattoo appointments so that I would have some incentive, you know, when I woke up to be like, okay, well, am I going to miss out on this money?
Did you change like hours of a difference of waking up? Like the very.
So my sleep schedule is pretty weird. My body will only sleep for like 5 hours at a time, no matter what time I go to bed or how much sleep I'm running on. I wake up after 4 or 5 hours. A lot of the times that's like 5 o'clock in the morning. And so I've trained myself over the years to just like smoke myself back to sleep. Yeah. And then I'll go back to bed and wake up at whatever time, 9, 10 o'clock. And then I'll be like, okay, I guess I'll get my day started. Bruce wants to eat and go outside at that point.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
9 a.m.
And so I've been doing that for a long time. But it's not like when I wake up at 9 a.m., I feel well rested at that point. No. I feel almost more tired than I did at 5 a.m. But I've just told myself, like, I'll be tired if I just wake up at 5 and I try to stay up for the rest of the day. Like, I have to get more sleep. But it was just a lie that I was telling myself. Mm-hmm. I didn't have to get more sleep. And like I was saying, the Alex Hormozy thing, my sleep schedule has slowly become more normal. I still have some days where I'll wake up at like 5 a.m. And if I don't just like look at my phone, I can sort of just close my eyes and fall back asleep for a little bit. But having those early morning appointments has forced me to just get up and start my day. And it turns out it's really not that hard.
I love everything you're saying because like I did that, I don't know how many years ago. I had to like just like 15-minute increments. Like when I made the decision after thinking about it for a while, okay, because my work, I had to be there at 8. I drank every night. So I think I got up at like 7:15 because I could just shower and get to work within 10 minutes. It was perfect. But when I did it, it was 15-minute increments to the point. But everything you just said that I love, I've never felt well rested my entire life.
Yeah, right.
Like I don't know what that would be if someone's actually honest and they have that actual feeling of, oh, I feel great.
Right.
I have to tell myself, oh, you get a chance to get up today. You know what I'm saying? And
I think that's the secret that clicked in my head recently. It was just like, oh, you're not supposed to wake up and be like, oh, I got the perfect amount of sleep. Let's go. I'm ready. You know, like you wake up and you're going to be groggy for a little bit, but you just get going and then that goes away.
Yeah. That's
By the time I'm at the shop getting ready for the client to walk in, I'm awake, you know, like I'm good at that point.
I switched up my morning routine a wee bit. The coffee session that I have every morning, instead of waiting for a while to start saying all of the things, gratitude, manifest, and prayers, I said like about a month ago, I was like, as soon as I get up, shower, I get that out of the way right away, walk sushi, grab the coffee, sit down, and instantly spend the 15-20 minutes speaking out loud. And my brain just starts firing off. And then all of a sudden I feel more awake than I did, whatever, it was like 45 minutes before that.
Yeah, no, I believe that 100%.
So you're getting way more work happening.
Yeah, I just feel like my days feel longer in a good way, which they pretty much literally are because I'm spending more time awake than I was before. And so that being said, starting my day earlier, it's allowed me to fit more appointments in the day. So now I'm doing a 10 a.m., a 3 p.m., and a 7 p.m.
And you've been getting booked full. Like, have you been full?
Yeah. As long as I choose to be, you know, if I feel like doing all 3 that day, I have
the option.
the people booking the appointments.
Isn't that
to fill
crazy?
It. It's amazing. I'm
How's
very
that
grateful.
feel?
Incredible.
Like your face lit up. Like
It's
that's
incredible.
That's like literally people are dreaming right now about figuring out a way to like create a situation where they don't have to work for someone else. They can cover all their bills, you know, but you're even like above that because like you're super energized, you're super happy, and more good things are happening for you. And you literally can choose, do I want 3, 2, or 1 appointment today?
Yeah, man.
Do I want to go spend more time with my mom or my dad? Or do I need to buckle down and just grab a couple clients? That's
dude.
like, congrats, dude. That's
Thank you. I
amazing.
really appreciate it. I couldn't be more grateful. I'm very, I feel like I have the best job in the world. I was sort of torn on what I wanted to do. I only signed a year lease at the shop when I opened that place. I had a few different directions I was considering going in. I was a little torn on what exactly I wanted to do. But I have decided, I just today actually re-signed my lease at the shop for 1 more year.
Okay.
So we're buckling down, we're sticking
Staying in
around.
the shop.
Think I'm going to do the same thing at my apartment and just stay where I'm at.
Is that already a year?
Not quite, not till August, but just getting my ducks in a row. A direction I want to go in, I want to do more large scale pieces. I've been having a lot of fun doing stuff like that, and I want to do more big projects. And I realized the thing that holds a lot of people back from being able to take on big tattoo pieces is a lot of the times the cost, because tattoos are not cheap and big pieces take a long time. So in order to give back to the clients and do, show my gratitude, I want to do a giveaway. And what I'm going to do is a $600 giveaway. So it's a 3-hour session. And I'm going to roll out a new line of t-shirts. I haven't exactly decided on the designs or how many designs I'll do yet, but everything will get uploaded to the website. I'll roll out a couple t-shirt designs. The way you'll enter the giveaway is going and buying a t-shirt for $30. I'm only going to sell 25 t-shirts.
Oh, you get 1 in 25 chance.
1 in 25 chance.
Woo!
That's how you enter the giveaway. Once the 25 shirts sell, the shop will close, and we'll do the giveaway.
Are you going to give a countdown to when it's going to go live that you can buy?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Like a 2-day, 3-day kind of countdown type
Yeah,
shit?
exactly.
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
I'll definitely make it very clear when it's going to be launching.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm buying a ticket instantly.
And so, I mean, the
you'll
nice
be out of
thing-
ticket. I want to make a bet. I want to say less than 30 minutes.
I like that. I love it.
You 25?
Yeah, man.
Sold. As soon as, so if you did like, cause I just think like content creation, like you do your TikToks or your Instagrams and you do that. People like so many people are going to see that.
Sure.
Everyone that loves tattoos that gets worked by you watching that. And then any dumbasses that I told them about you. I kid. Yeah, dude, think about it.
And then it's like a win-win because the shirts will be $30. It's like pretty much the going price for a t-shirt these days.
Yeah.
So even if you don't win the giveaway, you still end up with a t-shirt. It's a win-win.
No, whatever.
You know?
I'll say it to you this way. It's only $30 fucking for a chance to win 3-hour session of fucking free tattoo.
Yeah, bro.
So forget like yay, another t-shirt. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just fucking stoked to like a 1 in 25 chance.
You can buy 2 shirts, get 2 entries. Now you got to
you gotta be quick. You gotta be quick on that. You can buy 5 shirts.
That's right. Throw them in the cart,
after 2 shirts, I think you're kind of getting away from like the winning the 600. Are you kidding me? You will be sold out. However many spots. I honestly, I want you to time it.
Yeah, no, 100%.
If it takes longer than 30 minutes, I will be shocked.
I appreciate it.
25 people to see the ad or know the ad's going to go up at this day on that time.
Right.
I mean, like with their Visa card in hand, just ready to input you cannot fuck up one number. You fuck up one number and you're 1 second late to getting a t-shirt. 100%. Dude, I am literally going to be at my phone. Like,
I love it, bro.
Yeah,
I'm super stoked about that one. I'm glad that you're as fired up as I was. Because when I thought about rolling this out, I was like, it seems like such a no-brainer to me. I hope everyone else feels the same way about it. And so if it goes well,
25 enthusiasts.
I'm really excited about that one, and that is coming pretty soon. I'll definitely make some posts and announcements for when to expect it, but
fucking phenomenal.
It's right around the corner.
I love it.
Thanks, dude.
That's wicked good news.
Thank you. I'm glad that you...
TJ and I constantly, like every time, like we're like, yeah, I kind of need to get some more ink. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. Just waiting for the money to come in. That's it.
I know. I'm super fired up about that one. I'm excited. I've always meant to do a grand opening party.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And now being in the place for like a year, I still want to do a grand opening, So I think I'll start organizing that soon as well. And,
my suggestion is the month of August.
Yeah, that would make the most sense, right?
I'll be here.
Well, it's also the 1 year anniversary, so
Well, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah, so look for that.
Perfect.
Probably coming in August.
Yeah.
In all seriousness,
I kind of already know my schedule for like until August because
Perfect.
I've decided. I say August. This is going up in August.
Okay, great. Yeah, so look for the grand opening party this month.
There you go. And I'm off this month because I chose to take it off. But that's the thing. Like I already know like I'm going to work this coming month, and then I'm taking 3 weeks off. So in June, in the past, 3 weeks. 21 full days I'll have 21 full days after jet lag is over. I'll have in Thailand. So I'm pretty stoked about that.
Hell yeah.
And August I'm going to just sit, record,
Yeah,
and that's it. And then
cool.
back to work in September. So
I love that. I have a lot of follow-up to say after I announce this, but I'm going to be having an apprentice starting soon, which I'm really excited about. I'm super excited for this guy, and I think it's going to be really good for both of us, to be honest. To people not in the tattoo industry, they probably hear that and don't think anything of it. But to other tattoo artists that may listen to this episode, being a 4-year tattoo artist, that is a little early in my career, typically, to be taking on an apprentice or be acting as a mentor.
how many years to a non-tattoo artist person? How many years would you think it would take?
You know, that's my sister asked me the exact same question when I was talking to her about what I wanted to talk to you about today. That answer, I don't really know. You know, I would say,
I do.
Yeah, what would you say?
The amount of years it takes to be fucking phenomenal at it.
And okay, so that was sort of her answer as well. It was like, I don't really
Hey, sis.
Yeah, shout out to
clearly
Bridget.
we agree.
Shout out to Bridget.
Yeah.
I know that I'm at the point where I can teach somebody and I feel confident and that's why I'm
Absolutely.
doing it. But also, I just think there's levels to it. You know, there's people that I know that have been tattooing for 10 years, but they might only do 3 appointments a week, you know? So are they actually more experienced if I'm doing 25 appointments a week over the last 5 years? You know, who has more reps? What I'm excited about this apprenticeship for, and what I'm like hoping to offer to more people in the future is I didn't necessarily have like a traditional apprenticeship when I started. I learned quite a bit on my own, and then I shadowed Mike Rodriguez at Unforgettable Ink in Coral Springs at the time, which was a super cool opportunity. It was almost like I think the ideal way for me to get started in the industry because for those who don't know, like a typical tattoo apprenticeship, you show them your sketchbook. If they decide to take you on, you then sort of become like,
You're doing the bitch work.
you're
That's
sweeping
just-
the floors,
yeah.
you're mopping the floors. You might set up the stations and break down the stations for the other artists. You chop up the paper towels, you run to the store and get shit.
Whatever's needed.
Yeah, you're just kind of the assistant. And in exchange for them kind of spoon feeding you little bits of knowledge here and there, letting you watch them work and ask questions. And you can definitely learn that way. And that's sort of traditionally been the only way that you get your foot in the door in this industry. I didn't have that experience with Mike and the way that we did things. I did a lot of research on my own and taught myself with just resources online and watching videos and listening to other artists explain the way they do things, and then would go to Mike's shop and watch him work and have preloaded questions ready to go from all the information I was reading online and stuff that I had watched. And he was really great about just walking me through his tattoos and the way he did them and answering my questions. And then practicing on my roommate was sort of my way of
I love that.
progressing really quickly. I had a very non-traditional way of learning. My only prerequisite for these apprentices that I plan on taking on is seeing that they have the ability to draw and understand shading and stuff like that. And then I'm pretty confident I can take someone like that and teach them the fundamentals of tattooing at the very least. You know, I'm not saying I'm going to turn someone...
Not just the fundamentals, but you're going to teach them the fundamentals about tattooing so that they can get to the point where they can receive their own clientele quickly. But you're also going to give them your style. Because
Right.
they're going to be learning from you.
Yes.
The way you, like, you know what I'm saying? There's the fundamentals, setup, ink, all
Sure.
shit I don't know. And then there's Pete Casso's style of tattooing.
Yeah, totally.
And that, I think that's awesome because you're giving that to somebody and that person will also become their own style. And they'll have two styles from great apprenticeship.
Thank you. Yes, just to kind of go back to what I was saying before of other artists with more tenure than me might think I don't have enough experience or enough years in the game to be doing something like this. I do just kind of want to defend the point in that I know that some people would think that, and I sort of disagree just in...
Well, I disagree with anybody being offended by that because first off, go fuck yourself. Secondly, I'm on a whole higher level of go fuck yourselfism since March. there's only one house and home you need to worry about, or anybody needs to worry about out there, and that's their own house and home.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, if anyone out there that's in the same industry as me and doesn't think what I'm doing is whatever, you should be reaching out to me to help me get better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
And if I want to do great, you should just be happy that I want to do great.
100%.
You know, because you are different than all other tattoo artists that I know. Every tattoo artist I've ever gone to,
Yeah.
not one of them is the same. All of them are phenomenal tattoo artists.
Sure.
So I don't see why. I think I have an idea that in the future I can see you doing what's called master classes.
Yeah.
You know, like let's say you don't want a tattoo on a Monday anymore,
Mhm.
but you want to give 3 or 4 people a chance
Right.
to really become exactly what you are, a person that supports himself, makes his own, like everything that people dream about. You're doing it right now.
And that's what I want to make the apprenticeship more about. The important part is learning the fundamentals of doing a clean and fundamentally sound tattoo. You know, that is the most important part. But I think there's so much other things that I can add value in addition to that I've learned myself of running my own business for the last 4 years, as far as the marketing side, the client relations side. I mean, you've experienced it yourself. Like my experience at the tattoo shop is different from almost any other tattoo shop that you'll see.
That I've gone to.
And I want to share, you know, a lot of the stuff that I've learned and the knowledge that I have with other people that are interested in doing the exact same thing I did. Just like you just said, I want to give someone the tools and the knowledge to go do exactly what I did for myself, for themselves as well.
And possibly earlier on in their life or possibly later on in their life, because who knows how old the person will be that does the apprenticing.
And I don't think it even really matters. I think for me, at the time that I got into tattooing, I thought I was a little late to the game, but I don't think it actually matters when you get started.
Doesn't. I'm going to be that corny, cheesy person. You started at the exact time that your journey needed you to start.
100%.
You know?
Yeah.
And that energy now, like, you know, the more regular days of just firing off at like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. And so that's what I'm excited to share with someone, you know, obviously giving them the knowledge to be able to do a fundamentally sound tattoo, but also be able to build a business for themselves, why I made the decisions I made and picking the space I did, how I laid the space out the way I did, how I market myself and how I bring in new clients and how I've stayed booked for the last 4 years, and just all these behind the scenes things that I don't necessarily gain anything by gatekeeping that information. I'm confident enough in my work and the strategies that I have that I'm not worried that I'm going to teach someone who's then going to go and take my clients away. You know, I don't.
I'll say this honestly, you probably would lose a handful based on. Well, some people might just like the way the person does tattoo better.
Sure.
But you could also be like, if he leaves, or if the apprentice leaves your shop, you know, it could be a locational reason as well. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
so that's another interesting aspect to this. My shop only has one station. It's just me, a private studio. And I don't plan on changing that. I'm not going to add a second station. And so that's what makes this a little bit different as well. Typically, when you get an apprenticeship, you are apprenticing to then ultimately work at that shop afterwards.
Okay.
This is not going to be that. I'm going to be charging just a flat rate for the apprenticeship, and it will be for a certain period of time. That does a couple things. That's sort of the benefit mainly for the apprentice is that the fast track of the process, you know, rather than committing to free labor for 6 months to a year. It's a 2-month window. It ensures that he's going to show up and want to learn and actually give it his all for that 2 months, you know?
I think a great deal of your success also is not just the hard work and the dedication. And I think it's you, you know what I'm saying? So like, as long as I've known you, you've been you.
Yeah,
I've never seen a different Pete, you know what I'm saying? So because of that, you know, you had lots of people that have been friendly with you over periods of time that also like getting tattoos. So like, you know, it's no shock that you have a successful business now of constant, and it's not just one-timers. A lot of us come back more than once, twice, 3 times. So whatever you do, like I fully love the idea. I think you'll be a very successful teacher because your personality is phenomenal. You bring really high energy and positivity, especially to something you're actually passionate about that you get to make a living off of.
Yeah.
So Cody, dude, you probably already are having a phenomenal fucking time with this cat right here.
I appreciate it. I mean, it's so funny the way the universe works, bro. Oh, this was something I remember the thing I forgot. I remember the thing I forgot earlier, bro. We were talking about how grateful I was to be booked and have people filling my appointments. Dude, I just had someone fly in from New York to get tattooed and then fly right back home. They came just to get tattooed. And not to flex, but that was just like a...
Flex the fuck out of it.
It was one of those like my ears started ringing moments of like, holy shit, this guy's flying just to get tattooed by me. And he's coming back again next month to get another one. And then, so as I was like so stoked on that, because I didn't even realize it until the day before his appointment. Like when he booked it, he didn't tell me like I'm flying there just to do it. And then I get home from that tattoo, I'm all fired up. And I've got a DM from another lady saying, hey, I need to fly in. And so let me know what your availability is for this month because I'll have to travel to you to get there. I've got another person coming to, bro, it just, so fucking grateful, bro. It's been so cool.
You are living... You are living past the reality that you wanted for yourself only a short few years ago.
Yeah, man, it's really
right.
crazy.
3-4 years.
Yeah, 4 years.
Right, 4 years since you started.
Yeah.
Now, people out there might not understand this. It's 4 years of like straight fucking work.
Yeah, out of 365 days, I probably tattoo 350 days.
Boom.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
2 or 3 appointments a day.
The level of effort, I'm coming across this like. In every aspect of your life, the level of effort that you need to put in on a regular basis to get to that point right there where you're just like, as a young tattoo artist, you would probably dream about the day that people would call you to say, hey, I'm flying in just to get inked up.
Yeah, man.
Like that's...
Yeah, it feels really fucking sick.
Love it. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, man.
Thanks, bro. Okay, and so another point that I sort of just veered off track because all of a sudden I remembered the thing I wanted to talk about. But another reason why I'm really stoked to teach and why I would be excited to learn from someone like me versus the old heads in the tattoo industry that have been doing it for 20 years. The tattoo industry has changed so much in just a very short period of time. You need to be a marketing person as well. You need to be a full-time social media influencer basically to keep appointments rolling in. And I don't think that's something that's normally offered in a traditional apprenticeship.
This cat's going to get like bang for his buck, man.
I'm fired up. And, I'm stoked to not only share it with somebody, but I think I know it's going to make me better as well, because there's something about like walking someone through something and that really, it like makes you revisit all the fundamentals, and really think, why do I do it this way? And is there a better way to, I don't know. I'm just pretty fucking stoked about
teaching.
Yeah, it's going to be really great.
It's a great feeling. It's only happened a handful of times, of short periods of time with some sous chefs. I've always said I want to open up a school, like a cooking school one day. And there's no, like, honestly, like besides the result of good work done that you get to see, like you get to see good work finished off. I get to see a nice plate of food and the happiness on someone's face. The feeling of the energy that you receive back from teaching someone that gets it, like that. And then you can all of a sudden one day see like, fucking taught him that.
Yeah,
like it's fulfilling for sure. You being fired up to do this is going to be so apparent every day that you're doing it. As long as the individual is absorbing and like
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if he's just not doing it, then you're going to get annoyed. But if he's a person that's there to fucking learn, you're giving him Disneyland. You're on a fucking gold rush right now, dude.
Thanks,
and I hope you just surf it all the way to the next and next and next level.
Thanks,
I hope you do redesign the fucking industry, man, because the people that do that are the ones that are innovative and every inch of their being is just spent thinking about their industry.
Yeah.
And you get fulfillment out of it and you get free time with your parents separately. You've literally like gold outline around you right now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy.
I feel it. It feels fucking great. It's been like a month of
extremely high vibration, dude.
Bro.
That's what it
just
sounds
fire,
like.
Man.
It sounds like just like most days you felt like 8 feet fucking tall, chest up, breathing great, just walking through the day being like, I am fucking good.
Yeah, bro.
Isn't it amazing?
It's so amazing.
It's great. It's weird though, right? Because you're really like, is this really what it's like? And now that you've tasted that, just like a little bit of it, March 1st.
Yeah.
I had all my epiphanies. Dude, you're at a new level. That's where you're at. You're at a new fucking level in mindset. You're at a new level in fucking life. You're vibrating like a motherfucker.
Thanks, bro.
Okay, like the smile doesn't stop. The energy is super positive. Now that you've achieved all of this, which I know very well because we have similar practices, you have been writing and auto-suggesting all of this shit for months, years, weeks, days, hours, like whatever you want, however long it was that it took you Now you realize like, okay, fuck, I can get it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Bro, okay, we almost went a whole episode without me talking about my gratitude list, but I
Not
actually
having it.
I have a gratitude list story. I've got one. So like in this past month, right? I have been writing in my gratitude list a lot for years now. Maybe like the last 2 years or so, I've been writing, I'm so happy and grateful to make $1,000 a day booked months in advance. That's been a reoccurring one for years. You know, I don't necessarily make $1,000 every single day, but for the last year or so, I have a lot of days out of the month where I make $1,000 or more, which is amazing.
Multiple days, multiple weeks of a month.
Yeah. I don't know why, but in the past, always, whenever I get even relatively close to obtaining a goal, I usually jack it up, you know?
Like jack up the goal?
Yeah, jack up the goal.
Okay.
You know, like that's always been the way I've done it because I'm trying to obtain more, you know?
Yeah.
And so if I keep writing $1,000 and I'm already making $1,000, it's always going to stay the same. But for whatever reason, that didn't click for me in my head. And so as I was sitting here one night, probably at like midnight, writing my gratitude list and thinking about it might have been the same night I texted you saying I can't wait, but having like just this epiphany of like, why am I still writing $1,000? I must have made $1,000 that day or something. And be like, why am I still writing this number? You know, and so I just bumped it to 2,000. I was like, you know, let's just make it 2. Another part of it was trying to decide whether or not I was going to renew the lease at the shop. You know, and not that you know, money is necessarily tight or anything, but it was what would make me feel a lot more comfortable with making this decision. If I made a lot more money, it would be a really easy decision to make, you know? So I changed my gratitude list and I bumped it to, I'm so happy and grateful to make $2,000 a day booked months in advance.
I love it.
I'm not joking, bro.
Yeah.
The next day,
Yes.
I made $2,000. Not planned.
Boom.
It wasn't, I didn't know that it was going to work out that way.
Mm-hmm.
But it just happened. My 7 o'clock appointment was supposed to be something small and little, but she also had 6 other small little things she wanted. So it turned into like a long appointment that
Felicia?
Yeah.
Hello, Felicia.
Yeah. Shout out to Felicia.
Awesome.
But it wound up being an insane day. And it literally happened the next day.
Yeah.
You know, 24 hours of changing the notebook. And not to say that that's how
Absolutely
the gratitude list always works.
No, not always.
But what the fuck, bro? You're not going to tell me it didn't have an effect. And it's just been snowballing since then, you know? After that, I realized, like, that's when the apprenticeship thought came in. And now it's like, okay, that if I think of it, that basically cuts my rent for the shop in half if I haven't, you know, like it just...
The ideas came into your head. No, I'm telling you, I know exactly what this is. On March 1st, when I had my day of epiphanies, like I literally was brought down to one knee in the shower. I was... The energy that was going out and coming in was mind fucking... life-changing, because I realized I received everything that I've asked for.
Yeah.
Now you can ask for more.
Right.
And you'll receive it.
Right.
Because now you know how to get it.
And this is another point that I think is important too, because I always say this, but like when some people hear manifesting, they think, oh, we're writing something in a notebook and wishing that it comes true. But that isn't even what happened here. You know, I wrote it in the notebook, not knowing necessarily how I was going to obtain it or how it was going to happen. But sure enough, in the next couple of days, I start having all these ideas about how I can market and do things to easily generate that money. All of a sudden, I have the plan, and now I know exactly how I can make that money. And it was just by changing the wording in the notebook. So I'm not saying it's like, a wish list where you write something and then it magically appears. There's steps and work that's involved, but those thoughts didn't exist in my head until I changed the notebook, you know?
The like I said before, the level of effort that it takes is really hard for people to understand that don't practice it.
Yeah.
But when you write it down constantly and you do the work, the physical and mental effort constantly, the way I look at it is you become a different being. Okay. You're now vibrating on a different, like, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. You're vibrating on a higher level of energy, and you're able to attract more things that you didn't know about before because you weren't able to know about them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I wasn't thinking about how to make $2,000 a day because it wasn't
part of
I was
your
only
focus.
focused on making $1,000 a day. It was almost like when sometimes I would be doing the second appointment, and if I knew that I was already at the number and I had the third one, I would be like, oh, maybe I could reschedule the third one. It's like, what the fuck? What am I? Because I had already hit the goal, you know, but like, why am I not hungry for more? And I had to shift the mindset, you know?
That's it.
And
that'll happen like, I believe because it's happened for us, it'll happen so many more times every time we level up in our own lives, whether it's personal life, business life. Every time that happens, you just are given more absorption ability, more information. I don't know if it is the fact that, you know, you're outputting a certain level and then therefore able to receive more.
Right.
But it fucking happens. So.
Yes, I say it all the time when I come on here. I don't know the science or the quantum physics behind why it works or how it works. All I can say is it has worked over and over and over again for me.
I've been doing some research on it actually because of some people I follow. There's a Joe Dispenza.
Okay.
If you haven't heard of him yet, definitely just like Alex, separate, completely separate.
Yeah.
But he actually has a lot of the science behind it.
Sure, yeah.
And the shit he says and talks about it, I mean, fuck does it make sense, man? Because again, I'm experiencing all of this stuff without knowing the science, I didn't know up until a couple of years ago how powerful this stuff was actually able to be.
Yeah.
I can't even use words right now. Listening to him after knowing how I feel after certain situations or activities or job movements or life movements, and then listening to him basically affirm what I was feeling or what I was doing in order to get something. And I'm just like, holy fuck, then it has to be real.
Right.
Like, you know, and then I implement more shit that, you know, these people talk about. The newest thing I found out is the fact that like, because we're supposed to be energy and energy doesn't die, right? You can't kill
can't be
energy.
Created or destroyed.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Boom. So, and I'm not talking, we're not going to get in a whole other conversation about afterlife, but the fact of it, it's not an afterlife. It's just your energy has now been replaced somewhere else.
Yeah, transferred or something.
Yeah, yeah. So like we'll get into that another day. But when I heard that, I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
And then it's like with that idea is don't worry about not getting it right now.
Yeah.
You know, because you know this might be your 7 millionth time trying, or it might be your second time. You don't know, but your energy is going to continue on afterwards. So just be okay with that. Like your energy will be fine.
Right, right.
So again, a different way to look at like the whole thing.
Yeah, man.
And whoo, man, it is amazing.
I love that shit.
Yeah. Oh, I sit on my porch right now. I was away for work for 29. I know it doesn't sound like a lot to some people, but 29 straight days.
Yeah.
Not one day off. Every single day I had to work 29 straight days. And anyhow, and the situation was coming up where like, I really just wanted to like, I miss my dog. I miss sushi. I miss my boys. You know, I really needed the recharge, you know, to go back and do this, to hang out with my friends and my dog in my place. And again, I just asked for it, and I shit you not. Like I asked for it. And then I literally was saying to other people that I worked with was like, no, this is what I'm going to be given because this is what I'm thinking about. Like I'm actually helping people who have never been into this kind of like belief system to implement it in their lives. And then they're able to see those things happen because, you know, the next day I was told, no, I'm not going, you know, to the Bahamas with them. I can go home for a few days. You're on standby.
Sure.
And we'll call you when we need to fly you back out. And I really just wanted like a few extra days. Like I really like honestly wanted to like the 6th of May. And sure enough, like currently as we speak, we're in that time period. I've already found out that I'm not going back as early as I thought, and I have more time.
Yeah.
And I just sit on my porch in the morning and laugh, and I just say thank you.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a small thing.
Right.
You know, it's you know, I got my plane ticket bought for me. I've been given pretty much like about right now, I'd say it's been 7 days. By the time I go back, it'll be 14 days. Getting paid for every one of them.
Yeah.
So I'm doing pretty fucking good. Like it
awesome.
works. The shit works.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I text Papo Taco at least once a week. It was saying, my fucking notebook is magic, bro. He's like, let's hear it. What happened?
So before we get into the last point
sure.
that you want to chat about, I just want to like commend you and applaud you.
She's about to pull something out of
I know, right? Like watching all the chords with the new placement. There's my headset right now.
Come in, Sush. Lift your leg up.
Come here, babe. This is what happens when you have a dog at your podcast. But I love it because I don't like being all polished and everything.
Oh, it's great.
This is my life. My dog is in it.
Yes.
But yeah, I want to commend you because I'm very much at that point in my life where I let out the woohoos. You know, like I stand in front of the mirror after a good day and I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. You fucking, that was your day, man. I fucking love you.
Hell yeah.
And being men and being people that believe in the ideologies that we do, it is an area in which others close that may not get it or make fun of it or what have you. And I'm so in the I don't give a fuck anymore, like so much of a go fuck yourself, because I'm like, I know all of you.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know all of you. Like we've spent time together.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking happy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
so happy being me and doing me
Right.
in all aspects of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I can't, like, the fact that you're able to come on a podcast and also really show that fucking extreme happiness with yourself, with all the shit that's going on in the world, and fuck yeah, flex, you
Sure.
know, because it's a different flex. It's a good, positive fucking
Right,
flex. It's
right.
not, I'm better than you. This is like, I fucking did some work. I had thoughts years ago.
Yeah.
And boom.
Right.
You know, that I just way to go, bud.
Thank
I'm
you,
happy.
bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And yeah, to the point that you're making, like, it's never to brag. It's more to like emphasize, like, if I can do it, doing these things that I say I'm doing, you could do it too. You know, like I genuinely believe I'm not like some extraordinary human. You know, it's just I've found a routine and practices that work for me and make me happy and make me feel good and get me the results that I'm looking for, you know, and I just love it. It fires me up and I get stoked to share that with people, especially with someone like you who like gets it, you know,
Yeah.
and reciprocates it. I bring up the notebook every fucking podcast because it has molded my life into what it is, you know, and it's so easy.
And I have a thought I'm going to share with you. Every time I think about having children, because I'm so stoked about having them, is what I'm going to give them at such a young age. And it's something that you taught me, which is the gratitude, you know, like that book that you've always talked about that has literally in a short, long period of time, a long period of time for you, because it was where you started and where you are,
Sure.
a short period of time from someone that's looking at the numbers of years you were on earth for and getting that accomplished.
Yeah.
Giving that to an offspring to help them when they're ready to absorb it, to think of the levels that they're going to be able to not just reach, but the state of mind that they're going to be able to embody.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, it's exciting. But, you know, in the meantime, until we do have kids, we're sharing the same message with all these people, you know, and that it kind of fires me up in the same way. Whoever is ready to receive it, you know.
And that's why I say, like, it does not matter what happens in my life. I will always do this podcast as long as there's someone willing to sit in that chair, regardless of what that result is out there, because I undoubtedly believe in what it is. And if there's 3 people, 4 people, 100 people that benefit from that, how can that be a waste of time? It doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
And for the people that aren't willing to allow the information to come in, that's fine. That's awesome. But you have 2 men at different stages in their life, at different ages of experience on this planet, that constantly sit down and constantly express what they do, how they do it, what results they're getting from it, the successes that they both see in their own lives. Like, why not give it a fucking try? I'm never going to stop this stuff, dude. It's too much. It's too important. I think there's just too much information out there for people not to go after something with the understanding that you can actually achieve it.
Yeah.
All right, Pete. Thank you very much for coming by the Lyfe Choices podcast.
Thanks for having me again, brother. It's always a pleasure.
So much fun. For everyone out there in the Lyfe Choices land, thank you very much for coming by again. We'll see you next week. Much love, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You are now about
The Journey, Life Choices podcast.